because you can really hear the
Outside?
yeah, outside. Yeah.
Did you leave this out there?
The phone.
Yeah. I thought,
You forgot.
where am I gonna put it? Open the door. And somehow it has survived the elements.
Somewhat. There are holes in it now.
Oh.
Some holes.
Probably be a bird.
Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's episode of Talking Dragons, the tabletop show where we talk about D&D tabletop stuff and all other sorts of crap. I am here with my friends, Yura and Jihan, longtime friend, short-time caller.
Howdy.
Okay, that was terrible.
Yeah.
But before we get started, guys,
Yep.
Yep.
happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
So for those of you who don't know, we have our first anniversary here, March 17th. Our first year of operations in Wild Magic.
Woohoo!
Hey, happy first birthday.
Yeah.
To the store.
To
Yeah.
the store.
I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've lasted. We haven't lost a lot of money. We've made a lot of friends.
Yeah, definitely.
Came and went,
Yeah.
and still here, some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yura is a fine example of that.
Well, he was one of the later ones.
Yeah,
I
you
came
were
a bit
late.
late to the party.
A late boomer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been quite alright.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think for D&D in Brunei and Wild Magic in general. I mean, I wouldn't say these two are like coinciding with each other,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say D&D in Brunei came and went because, and then Wild Magic came in. Like-
Yeah.
Like
It
it was,
Yeah.
it was a necessity. But the other thing that's happening right around now is the zombie apocalypse that's happening. So if you are listening to this on Thursday, if you're listening to this on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't been wiped off the earth, congratulations.
You're still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surviving.
Congrats for surviving.
I mean, if you guys remembered, last Tuesday, which is today, we had a coronavirus count of 56.
Is it 56 now?
already.
Yeah, there was 2 new cases today.
Ooh.
So if it's in the millions by Thursday or Friday, just let us know. Sound off in the comments, guys.
Probably
You're
in the hundreds or thousands.
and Jihan, thanks a lot for coming.
Yeah.
And we are maintaining our social distancing,
Mm-hmm.
except for those two. But
Yeah. Yeah.
don't worry, Jihan bleached his hands before this show started.
Cleanse them,
I was
then.
cleansed in bleach before
Yes.
I came here today.
We're not even joking.
No.
That actually happened.
Yeah. Cleaned out my toilet in
Yeah.
Clorox. So
Well, you're not in.
be thankful you can't smell what I smell right now. Yeah.
What does clean smell like?
Too clean.
Cleaned up in the hole.
Smells a lot like chemicals.
So we usually talk about D&D and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But of course, sound off in the comments if you think this is too loud. Thanks again, Tien,
Mhm.
our biggest listener and commenter on the YouTube
True,
channel.
he has made the most number of comments lately.
Mm.
Yeah.
And a big apology to everyone who's been listening on podcast channels, like from Apple Podcasts or
Mhm.
Podbean. We actually haven't been updating that as much as we thought because we thought people weren't listening, but apparently they have, and we we started updating it. We're gonna try and update it as soon as this goes out on YouTube.
Mhm.
We are trying to do Talking Dragons every Friday, 6 p.m. And I need to come up with new guests.
More or less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm wasting 2 guests right here. Like, Jihan's the guy I call. Like, if I've got no one else to call.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should be around.
No. But seriously, this is the reason why I called you to do it, because it is a bit of a special day for us.
Yes.
You know, we've been here for a year.
Mhm.
We've had a lot of ups and downs. I think
Yeah.
more ups. A lot
Yeah,
of
I
ups.
would say
Yeah.
that.
Highlight of the year. What would you think?
I would say best. The
Best 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be our biggest thing.
Yeah, I think the Tabletop Coliseum was like the most.
Well, it was a good success, I would say.
Yeah.
First time we were collaborating with other companies, with like Urban Games and Mystic Miniatures, and the others.
Magic Dungeon, of
Magic
course.
Dungeon, there you
and
go.
Games and
'Cause I
Latte
was like-
was also there, of course.
Yes.
I'd say that they were essential because D&D is only like one part of tabletop anyway. Tabletop Coliseum was a thing.
Mhm.
We did our first Dungeon Masters workshop on the first day
Mhm.
of our existence here in Wild Magic.
Yeah.
We've done another one since.
Mhm.
I think we should really try to
Try doing another
Another
one.
do
one.
more.
Maybe, yeah.
But let's see when the
Depend-
zombie apocalypse dies down.
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically we could do it over Discord now.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try
How will they
online.
pay for it?
Hmm.
The Venmo doesn't exist yet.
No.
No.
There you go. BIBD Pay maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Michael, if you're listening, I doubt people listen anymore. I really did. I really
Mhm.
thought like, hey, this is just something I'll do with a couple of friends. Like,
Mhm.
and lo and behold, 2 listeners,
Yeah.
Tien and Hazel. Hey Hazel.
Yeah. Actually, we have a couple of others too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Probably people from outside the country also listen.
How do you know that?
I actually saw a comment on like Naz's last one.
Oh right.
Yeah.
The Canadian guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually Canadians.
Mm-hmm. Which it was like really surprising to me. Like, I thought maybe just Bruneian people maybe would leave comments and such, but
Mhm.
to see like a commenter from like
Another country.
another country making a comment on that video, that's really like, whoa.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would have thought maybe like Malaysians or Singaporeans.
Yeah,
But
like
surprisingly,
near.
But they don't give a fuck about what Brunei does.
surprisingly Canadians, they're very
That's a-
kind.
Yeah, they're very kind. Yeah,
Didn't we have
actually,
one?
that's part of their.
Yeah, and didn't we have one winner?
was-
From the
Yes, we
recent
did.
one?
We sent out a gift.
Yeah.
Phil. I don't remember the name right now. But
Yeah,
we
yeah.
we sent out a free gift package
Mhm.
for winning our 500 followers on IG. That
Yes,
was
yeah.
that was a thing. 500 followers on IG in the
Mhm.
first year. That was pretty awesome.
Mhm.
Given that I am a terrible social media influencer,
Mhm.
in the
So-
sense that I only have 49 followers on my personal account.
Ooh.
I don't think I have that many either. No.
Oh, actually, might be less than that. But yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think Wild Magic has sort of evolved into this thing that I want to say it changes when it needs to.
Mm.
It has to be something that serves Bruneians for
Mhm.
D&D. Also, it serves my ego. If I want to do this, I'll do it, and
Yeah, yeah,
like I want to do a podcast,
Yeah.
just so I can talk to people like you guys and people, D&D people in general.
Mhm.
That's cool too, and I always believed in creating a market if there is none.
Mhm.
So the whole supply and demand thing. That's why Wild Magic exists, because there is a demand for it.
Yeah.
So we supply it.
Yeah, I mean it's great to have a place where everyone can come in, even just to talk about D&D, about different adventures, like
Sharing their
sharing
story.
stories
Yeah.
about their different characters or the different adventures that they all go through.
All their shenanigans.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of shenanigans just in the past year alone. Oh boy.
Right. Let's get to that. This is a D&D show.
Mhm.
We should be talking about D&D shenanigans.
Mm.
What was I won't say the standout one. Like
Okay.
what's a good story for you guys? Do you guys have any stories for me the past year that like really sticks out?
You mean a whole long campaign story, or just like?
I mean, just like one of the funniest or like the coolest things that has happened to you in D&D so far.
Coolest.
I could name a few.
What campaigns are you guys in right now?
Well, we're-
Currently, I'm still on my first campaign. Never finished it yet. I just completed one other campaign that was with another group. I think if
That would be Anas.
yes, Anas
Yeah.
group.
You are in fact the traitor that we
Yeah.
talked about last week.
Surprisingly, my
We-
character turned red coat.
We actually talked about that last week, and without naming names, we went through the whole thing,
Yeah.
and like, I want to guess that this is Yura. I want to guess that Yura's probably the one that turned traitor, and we can confirm after the show that Anas did mention you were.
Yeah, I wish it was in my terms, but sadly in Pathfinder, death against one of the many deck of many things is true death.
Yeah.
Your body disappears. So the only way to come back is through a favor to another deity that can bring someone back. But of course, it had to be Asmodeus.
Why, actually?
Because ironically, when the whole shenanigans of okay, it was almost the end of the. I think it was like 2 weeks before it was the finale.
Mhm.
We had to actually think of ways to try and survive the final fight. So three of us agreed to like pull up one of the deck of many things cards. So we kept pulling. Then suddenly one of us pulls out a card where his soul gets transported to another dimension and he gets guarded.
Yeah.
Ironically, that person was his ex girlfriend, or we just say ex deity, and astral plane.
Right. Yeah.
And he's trapped there. So the next choice is, okay, let's hope I can pull up the witch card. Death. At first I was like, okay, this is gonna be a normal D&D 5e death.
No. This is Anna's we're talking
This is
about.
we're
Yeah.
talking about
We're gonna
that.
pull out the Pathfinder deck in a minute.
Yeah.
So when that happens, I'm like, can I kill this? No.
No.
Okay, am I dead? Yes.
Yeah.
Can it revive me? No. So I'm gone.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay.
Okay, so
I accepted that fate, and then the third person who was there said, "Nah, we can't do this. We have to have everyone there." So during their whole adventure, when they had to do their whole task, the favor they get from Asmodeus, he secretly gave a note to Anna saying, "I want my buddy Tristan, my character who was a Tabaxi, back." So next adventure, the final episode, I'm back, acting normally, nothing wrong, until I died
yeah.
in a Tarrasque, and hold and behold, I became traitor.
Look, so last week we talked about this. We talked about this with Anas, and we mentioned in the WhatsApp groups that I think Zaki mentioned like he want a bit of like post campaign therapy. And I said,
Yeah.
You're welcome to get on the show, because I was specifically going to ask him this question: Why
Why?
would you pull so many from the deck? You know this was gonna happen, and you guys kept pulling and pulling and pulling.
In my defense, I'm a terrible gambler. I always believe that it's gonna be statistically I could pull it out. I
Like,
could.
I thought this was the team effort. Wasn't at least one of you guys saying like, I think this is a bad idea?
Yeah. Zaki was the one that says this is a bad idea. You shouldn't do it.
Well, you should listen to Zaki more.
Yeah, I should have listened to him that day, but.
Oh, it brought a lot more drama back to the team. I
Yeah.
guess.
It made the story interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's the beauty of D&D, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna go and follow movie tropes, and you're
Yeah.
not gonna follow like the right thing to do or
Yeah.
the less thing to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The best D&D campaigns is when something stupid occurs, or actually something stupid.
Yeah.
You do something stupid.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we're like, well, I don't really care. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be finale. If
Yeah.
anything happens, well, that's that.
Um,
But luckily, Anna's like, okay, I can work with this, but
Mhm.
you're okay with being a traitor at the end, right? Like, I looked at him like, as much as I say no, but if it makes the story fun, why not?
Mm.
What about you, Jihan? How has your campaign life been in 2019?
Well, during the past year, the only campaign that was really finished was yours.
Yes.
Yeah, and I never got to finish any of the campaigns I started, and none of the
Good.
campaigns that I've tried joining after your campaign ever finished so far.
How many of those have you played?
There was the Mad Mage one with Essen.
Right.
Never continued. My Saltmarsh never finished.
That's one you DM'd.
Yeah, the one I DM'd.
Mm.
Could never get stable players for it, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird, Mad Mage and Saltmarsh was Adventures Wanted. It was something that we started here on
Yeah.
Wild Magic every Sundays. And I thought people would come on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah.
And apparently it's just as bad.
Mm.
Because Sunday afternoons is the time you kind of want for your family.
Family,
Yeah.
or, and some guys have
Yeah,
they
their own
have
home camp.
their own campaigns and games.
Yeah, so I think that was like, I think we were setting that one up to fail.
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair. Right?
Maybe it was during the times of the whole exam and
Yeah.
people getting married. and all that.
It didn't help that.
It's never a good time, though.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, the best time for it is school holidays.
Yeah. This happens. This happens.
We were gonna do a whole thing this week where
Next
we were
week,
gonna.
Yeah, we were gonna. Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, it was
supposed
this
to be
week.
Dude, this week like, it was
We
gonna
were
be
gonna
like
open earlier
Yeah.
for the entire week.
gonna run
whole
some
day of
campaigns.
games and
Yeah.
campaigns. But back to you, like so. Okay, so
Yeah.
so those are the games that you've played,
Yeah.
but,
well,
you know, any
currently
standouts?
also well in joining Farah's campaign.
right? Guns and Magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guns and Magic, and I have jumped into Ebron, AL. So that went fun, quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
You guys have
fun.
had two sessions now. Two
Uh,
sessions.
One session,
Part
but
one and part two.
Yeah.
For one session.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
But seeing how it went, I'm gonna have a really hard time.
Trying to rein all that in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see how it's gonna be a bit of a problem there.
Because it's a whole new territory, Ebron.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm used to, like the Forgotten Realms. This is like a whole new world.
Mhm.
Well, also because this is also your first AL.
Yes.
How's that so far?
So far, I'm handling it. I thought I could. I thought I was gonna have problems, but so far, I got the feedback from the players. They
Mhm.
seem to enjoy it. So
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
as long as they're happy, I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But for you, for example, like any difficulties with AL and stuff like that.
Yeah, with some of the parts where like when you, the whole ale thing, like they say if the party is too strong, I have to up the antics for the monsters or the NPCs they're gonna
Mhm.
meet and all. But I told to myself like, this is first year. I don't want to get them killed, so I'll see how I would fare with the whole AL.
Mhm.
Like I'll use them as a guideline,
Mhm.
and if I feel like the players are
Struggling.
getting cocky, I'll just put it down a bit. Or if they're getting struggling, I'll help them out with an NPC or just maybe hinting like, "Ooh, there's a pillar up there that could knock someone out."
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Okay. Jihan,
Yeah.
you've run pretty much every
Type of game.
type of AL game.
Mhm.
Have you done Curse of Strahd?
I've run and played Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
I have run a few
Waterdeep?
episodes of Waterdeep. I've run a few
Avernus.
Avernus.
Mhm.
Ebron is the only one
Yeah.
because
Well,
it's new.
Give it
Yeah,
'Cause
time.
it's new, yeah.
Give it time if I'm not available, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Any particular like season of AL that you're looking at?
Mm-hmm.
Wildmount.
Wildmount could be interesting.
Yeah. I know Fuad once.
Yeah, yeah.
Wildmount.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it helps that, with the whole success of Critical Role,
yeah.
that especially a lot of the fans are more vested and interested in the world that Matt Mercer has created.
Yeah.
So Wildmount could be an interesting point there.
Yeah.
A whole different side of the world, besides
Forgotten Realm.
no, the other one. What was the first one?
Exandria.
Exandria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, not to plug D&D Beyond, but D&D
Mhm.
Beyond guys.
Yeah.
You keep up with D&D Beyond news at D&D
Mhm.
Beyond, right? They have like those new like encounters of the week kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You showed these to me like way back when, and,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
haven't stopped reading them since.
Mhm.
So they have one out for Wildmount. I haven't gotten to reading those.
I have not seen
Yeah.
it. I've not seen the more recent ones yet. Unfortunately.
I think they're up to like 4 or something.
Because like at the time that we opened, when I found these weekly adventures, I thought, oh, maybe these are adventures we could actually run
Yeah.
here at the store.
Yeah. I really wish that we could have like adventures every day.
Mm.
So big shout out to Sunny Paradise, who who's sort of become my mentor when it comes to running store, a D&D store
Mhm.
specifically.
Yeah.
Sunny is not the name of the owner.
Oh no.
Okay.
But Calvin is the owner. He and his wife run the shop.
Shout out to his brother for running that one game here.
They did,
Yeah.
and I think they kind of opened my eyes on AL.
Mhm.
So he's an avid AL collector. So like because he's part of the whole D&D stores thing, they
Mhm.
kind of get the adventures for them.
Mhm.
So I sort of like grab him from him.
Yeah.
But he kind of like told me the situation with AL in Singapore. And
Oh.
it's pretty interesting. I don't know if I ever talked about this to you guys.
Mm.
Maybe, yeah, I think you did mention a bit.
Yeah, it's I guess I don't know if he was like trying to tell someone like on how the AL situation, because I was
Mhm.
there with a couple of guys from
Mhm.
Singapore. They were
Yeah, yeah.
trying to get into the AL thing and like, oh, how's like AL here? Like, is it like really structured and stuff like that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Calvin just like flat out said, no,
No.
really? Like you? So I asked like, oh, so you guys don't register DCI numbers? No,
So you run it as if it was like a normal game.
Just run it like
they
normal.
just run it a normal game.
Mm-hmm.
You can technically make your own AL campaign.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, if you think about it,
If you think about it, you can make your whole.
you can make your own.
Campaign.
You can make your own
Actually,
AL campaign.
yeah.
You want to use the AL rules? Go ahead. If you don't want to use it, that's fine. Ebron has a few new like additional rules.
Oh, yeah,
which is
I-
awesome.
Definitely, they don't use the DCI number.
No.
The gold cap is gone.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that's what Calvin explained to me. AL has kind of evolved into this point where you know what, we don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't care how much XP you get. We don't care
Yeah.
about. At the end of the day, you want to level up, just level up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think it sort of makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
It's some form of structure.
Mm-hmm.
Like and they were telling me in Singapore like they have like tiers, right? AL like
Mhm.
Yeah.
first tier, second tier,
Third
and
tier.
apparently these tiers in Singapore they don't mix.
They what?
They don't mix. They're like, oh, I want to play on tier ones only.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to play on tier twos only.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And you know, like most AL campaigns, they don't go up to tier 4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there will be like tier 4 guys,
Yeah.
but they never like play in public.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
That's
like,
how it is in Singapore. Like
So,
they're like god level like
yeah, level 20s.
players,
With lots of.
and they
magic
refuse
items.
to mix with like the tier
The
3s
lower
and tier
tiers.
2s.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
In fact, like if you text and tier 3 is the weird ones.
Mm-hmm.
Tier 3 is the one that can't get to level 4, tier 4,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't want to play with tier 2s. These guys are the ones that go like, oh, we're running a campaign, AL campaign this year. Oh,
Mm.
what tier? Tier 3. Who's the DM?
Oh.
Mm.
They ask specifically who
Yeah.
the DM is. Huh?
So they'll be like, oh, I kind of want to flex.
Yeah.
I mean, they won't say it out loud like that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they'll be
yeah.
like, oh, I'm the kind of I'm the kind of player that kind of like wants to use all of my skills.
Mhm.
So level 3, tier 3, it's more of combat, like hours and hours of combat. They're very
Mm.
serious. They take it like like they power play basically.
Ah, okay.
Power
But-
players.
Yeah, and if you I think it's true for us as well. Tier 2 is kind of like the sweet spot.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm of the opinion that tier 1 is the funnest.
Yeah.
yeah. Mm.
Because, okay, welcome back to the show,
Hey,
guys.
guys.
We just had to swap out the memory cards, and we may have inadvertently deleted a show.
Oh boy.
So if it doesn't come out on time, or if it's playing at a really weird angle,
Yeah.
yeah, you'll know why. So tune in to Talking Dragons and see us delete more videos.
Oh no.
Hopefully.
Oh no.
So,
Wow, we're going to take this opportunity, however, to
Yeah.
display
Yeah.
the things that we have in Wild Magic, things that you
Mhm.
can't touch because of the coronavirus. But let's touch anyway.
Either way.
Yeah, we've got some metal dice here from Ultra Pro. Ultra Pro, I know from Magic of the Gathering
Mm.
because they do some card sleeves, card
Yeah,
boxes,
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yep, yep, yep.
But they have apparently licensed the Dungeons and Dragons metallic dice, and
Yeah.
when I say metallic, I mean metal.
Mhm.
It's proper black metal, not the genre, but the actual material.
Metallic.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a heavy one.
it's a heavy bitch.
Mm.
Sorry about the audio levels because of that, but there you go. We've got some of that. We've got a bunch of books in stock right now. We've got the full set of player handbooks, monster manuals, and the
Mhm.
master's guide. Essentials kit, apparently more popular than the starters kit, but if you want starters kit, you can also pre-order that one if you want.
Yeah.
And we've also got a very special book here. This has always been a book that I like to show off whenever I have the chance. It's the Art and Arcana.
Yeah.
It is the limited edition version,
Yeah.
and it's basically a D&D art book
Mhm.
showcasing the history
Various
of D&D,
arts.
stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it even has like a replica of the Tomb of Horrors, which for any D&D fan would know as the most difficult campaign or adventure ever written ever.
Yeah.
Dang.
That
I think-
one's
There was a tournament
Mm.
called Tomb of Horrors tournament. Basically, it was a tournament to see who could survive,
The longest.
the longest.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay. I've heard of one where like multiple groups went in, supposedly played the adventure together,
Yeah.
but it's as if like several groups of them charged at the tomb itself at different angles, and it was just basically to see how well each
side took.
yeah
So is it completable? Can it be completed?
it can, but it's not gonna be easy,
Oh, okay.
and more or less it will never end the way you expect it to.
Is it like I know the Tales from the Yawning Portal has a version of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is it like a dumbed down version or is it like a
I actually have not sure. I have not actually double checked. Because I recall from the older version, though I have never played it before.
Yeah.
Because I only really know of the the Tomb of Horrors
by reputation?
by reputation mostly, and
Yeah, me too.
Just hearing about it just made me like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna have fun with that at all.
Well, it really does depend on the roll of the dice. And speaking of dice, guys, we also have critted dice in stock, back in stock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
That was a 3.
Oh
But
boy.
it only means it's waiting for you.
Mm.
You can try and text us over at Wild Magic 832-9212, 832-9212. If you want to WhatsApp us, and if you'd like to order something, we can probably arrange something.
Mhm.
We could have a face-to-face meet, or we can drop it off for you, or whatever it takes.
Yep.
Our transport and shipment fees are brought to you by Dart. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor,
Not a
but
sponsor.
I am a Dart driver.
Yes, self-professed.
For that
Dart
process. Yep, I am registered with Dart, and charges may apply.
I'll put a hashtag or like.
Yeah. The bottom.
Okay, so we've got a lot of things lined up for this year. We had big plans, and,
Yes.
and now suddenly
it's
coronavirus
only-
is happening, and like we are like end of the world.
Pandemic mode.
We are we're on the verge of bankruptcy because of the first week. It's
Yeah.
really
It
bad,
really, yeah.
It's that bad.
It's that bad.
but we've got stuff lined up. We would have had
Yeah,
Madventure Time.
we would
Yeah.
have.
Madventure Time, by the way, is something that we're also trying to come up with here
Mhm.
at Wild Magic, just to kind of spice things up.
A little bit more.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, in the spirit of spicing things up,
Mm-hmm.
what have you guys got planned this year, D&D wise?
Ooh.
Ooh.
D&D wise, well, currently I just want to see how the current campaigns that I've joined go so far.
Yeah.
But if somebody is, or rather requests that I run a game for them, a long time campaign, depending on what sort of adventure they want, yeah, that's something I'll definitely do.
Yeah.
And you're?
And for me, I hope I can finish. Well, I already finished one
Mm-hmm.
campaign with Anas. I'm hoping I could get back into joining my other first campaign. Hopefully, can complete it as if I could. Because
Merry
currently I'm busy with assignments, work, and of course, I'm running everyone's AL, and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's another thing I gotta worry about.
That's a big responsibility,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So hopefully people who join up for the Eberron AL they could enjoy, because it's my first AL adventure, and it's my first campaign for people who want to keep running for it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I after talking with Anas
Yeah.
last week, and this whole deck of many things thing,
Yeah.
Mhm.
just came up with like, oh man, this would be a cool idea for a short campaign.
Which
What
one?
if in a campaign where
Mhm.
every episode or every session
Someone has to pull it
somebody pulls one from the deck,
and the
And
entire
and the whole
adventure.
premise is you have to complete the deck of many things.
Ooh. But is this in 5e terms?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm totally 5e.
Okay.
Hashtag Pathfinder sucks.
Then if it's just the normal 5e, that should be okay.
It'll be interesting,
That'll be
definitely.
interesting. Yeah.
Although I can recall there's quite a few bad stuff in there. Some
Definitely.
good, some
Some
good.
So 5e isn't crazy. Like there is a
Mm.
death that you can beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's basically a mirror of you.
Yeah,
It's just that you can defeat it with your own abilities.
and you're
I think it's like buffed up too, isn't it?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's slightly buffed up.
Slightly buffed,
But
Like-
the HP is scaled to your level basically.
I mean, there's the void.
Ooh. Yeah, where
so
your body
if you,
gets.
if you draw that, definitely one player's gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then how would you? What if like somebody draws like the knight card? Then what are you going to do for that adventure?
Would you let the player run another character, or are you gonna be running that knight?
I don't know. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting thing.
I mean, I was just
Mm.
rapping, or what is it called? It was just on the top of my head.
Brainstorming.
Brainstorming, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly, I would really love to finally run a proper, ship campaign.
ship campaign.
I was really hoping that Saltmarsh would have been that one,
Mm.
but never really happened.
You
One
know,
day.
I-
One day.
I've only finished one campaign,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't say for sure if this is the key to finishing a campaign or not.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it was always gonna end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you were in my campaign,
Yeah.
and the thing is that campaign was always going to end, and I told myself it's always going to finish.
Yeah. We definitely set it up so that it was definitely going to end before your wife gave birth.
Yeah, I think I finished it way ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's besides the point. The point is, I think setting a goal for yourself as a DM to kind of like, okay, so this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happens in the middle, but this is how you want that final battle to
end.
finish.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something, it may not translate to every DM,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm saying that if you're having trouble with finishing a campaign, try setting like smaller goals for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I want to finish a whole book campaign. I
Yeah.
want to finish a whole hardcover.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Another car.
Oh yeah, we
V-
are not in a soundproof room, guys.
No.
And if you heard that
Vibration.
well, yeah, setting yourself a goal
Mm-hmm.
is something that I set out to do, and I managed to finish it. I was
Yeah.
very happy with myself. With
Yeah,
that.
I was really glad.
Which is why now, like, I know I can't commit to a long campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I keep talking about having short campaigns, which are like
Yeah.
4 episodes or 10 episodes or a deck of many things.
And honestly, they're a lot more manageable than longer campaigns.
Yeah.
It's practically one shot, One and done.
A continuous one shot.
Yeah.
It's probably a reflection of myself right now.
Mm-hmm.
In my TV watching habits.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like TV series anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like the idea that it's like multiple seasons.
Oh.
You know, like-
okay.
There's always continuation. There's always
Like-
something continuing.
Grey's Anatomy or
Oh, those ones.
Law and
the,
Order.
The really long ones.
No, any procedural ones, even like the superhero ones.
Mhm.
I started watching Arrow,
Yeah,
when it came
same.
out.
Same.
and I just dropped off after season 4 or something. Like
Yeah.
that.
It seems to go off to another
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah. So that's what I feel about campaigns now too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. What do you guys think?
I mean, I do also feel that a long campaign should not take too long, honestly.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, everyone's going to start wondering,
When is it gonna
when's
end?
it gonna end? I want this story to end.
Hmm.
Please let it end. Why won't you let it end?
Why am I still stuck
Why are
in
we
the
still here?
same world? I'm not getting older.
Exactly. So you're not a fan of the slow burn, or are you a fan of the slow burn but you're not a fan of the repetition?
I think it's more the repetition itself.
Yeah.
In my case, anyway.
Okay.
It's
'Cause-
more of because there's always that term where everyone could burn out.
Yeah.
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 And
Just
you-
in the long term.
And you don't want that happening
Yeah.
because the moment everyone's burned out, that's how campaigns die.
Yeah. We were also talking about how TV shows are a reflection,
Mhm.
and I can name 2 of my favorite TV shows: Breaking Bad
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and Game of Thrones,
Which are both officially finished.
which are both officially finished,
Yep.
and they were short episodes every season. They had like
Mm.
10 or 12 episodes
Mhm.
for Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And what they do is they build and build and build.
Mhm.
It's almost like a slow burn, but it's not. but there's like this big payoff at episode
Episode-
9 or 10,
Yeah.
like right at the end,
Mhm.
and I sort of like that.
Yeah.
And there's one home campaign that I'm running right now with my sister-in-law.
Mhm.
Sorry, my sister and my cousin-in-law.
Mm.
And yeah, we've basically done seasons
Mhm.
in the sense that, oh, we're gonna do 10 sessions of this.
Mhm.
They're very short sessions, by the way. They're like 2-hour sessions.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
But there's always something happening slowly and in the background,
Mm.
where there's always like a slow burn kind of thing, and then there's a
Mhm.
big payoff at the end.
Mm.
And that's I really like that format right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I guess Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones.
That's fairly ideal,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah.
I think I remember you talking about it last time when we were in Talking Dragons.
Yeah, I talk about it a lot.
Yeah. How is it so far?
We haven't started yet.
Oh.
We took a break right before the birth,
crazy.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
and I said, okay, we'll try and do it like 3 months later, and it's 3 months later now.
And then suddenly,
We,
wow.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Corona.
Longer breaks.
Thanks, Corona. I mean, there's more time now for playing, but you
Yeah.
can't exactly leave out of fear of your own safety.
Yeah, I mean my campaign's got 3 players
Mm.
only. You know,
Oh.
it's
Manageable.
it's my wife, her cousin, and her friend. But it's bad. I mean, we were supposed to play this week,
Mm.
but my wife had second thoughts because there's a baby in the house, and
Yeah.
we don't really want to bring that.
Understood. It's understandable. Is this new group much more manageable than we were?
A lot
Yeah.
more manageable.
Yeah, definitely. At least one of them wasn't a useless tool.
Ooh.
I won't mention who enters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know
At
that
least
thing.
it's
Look,
not-
literally
Yeah.
at the end of that campaign, he was a tool.
Well, he was Batman.
No, he literally was a tool for the bad guy.
Oh right.
He got possessed
Yep.
by the guy, and like it was down to the 3. He just like
just smacking at him. Yeah.
my wife made a wish spell to make it all go away,
Yeah.
and she almost forgot to mention the tool. Yeah.
Oh no.
She was like, I wish for safety
And
for Rocky, for Violet, and Natalia.
Yeah.
Oh, and
we were all like listening intently, and we were like, Oh!
Don't forget about.
I don't know. I tried asking her multiple times, like, was it on purpose or what?
Uh-huh.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't on purpose.
Sure.
I want to believe that.
I want to believe that. To be fair, you didn't really make that much of a presence during the adventure itself.
I beg to differ.
Mm-hmm.
I think he wanted to.
He wanted to.
But his character, or he just wasn't presenting himself as an opportunity to mold himself
Mhm.
into the storyline.
Mm.
I feel like,
But
because yeah,
he did have his cool moments, like
when
the-
people weren't watching.
when none of us were there with him.
Yeah.
He was alone doing his own thing.
So,
He had some really cool moments.
There was
So-
this huge epic moment where he escaped an
Mhm.
army camp single-handedly
Yeah.
and set it on
Set
fire.
the entire place on fire.
so
All by himself.
Batman.
Sorta.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because no one really knows what he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Who caused that fire? We'll never know.
No. Where's my dog?
He stole a dog.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I miss long campaigns too. Definitely. Something definitely I'll wish I'll be able to get back into once we find a babysitter.
Yeah.
But until then,
Until then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so this year, yeah, we had a bunch of things planned.
Mm.
We were talking about new campaigns, new
Mhm.
ideas.
Mhm. We had new events planned out as well.
Mm. We were supposed to go to the MSME festival. That was
Mhm.
supposed to be happening end of this month. That's been
that's
canceled. We were supposed to do a tabletop day event.
Mhm.
World Tabletop Days in April or May or something like that.
But that's
Yeah.
also
That's also
postponed.
cancelled.
Also
Okay, cancelled.
Potentially cancelled.
Potentially cancelled. And yeah, I'll tell you one positive, and it's not D&D related. You know, now Liverpool will never win the league.
I don't know.
Well,
if any of my family members over at the Shazali house listen to this, I do not support any of that last comment. Okay.
Okay,
Go
okay.
Liverpool.
Look, they'll win the league. They'll win the league.
For the first time, they were in such a big lead.
Yeah, but you know, there's always gonna be the stain of coronavirus. Now, I didn't mean to turn this into a football podcast, but I just gotta say, my brother's a Liverpool fan. My cousins are Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
I grew up in a generation where they were Manchester United fans, so I'm staying quiet.
Okay.
Just wait for that to creep up. Just wait for that to creep up.
You know, I like personally, I'm dreading the whole Hari Raya thing. Because last year Liverpool won the Champions League. They won the European Competition League. And for those of you who don't know what Champions League is, and my nephews who are Liverpool fans, they came up to me like, Uncle Bino. They call me Uncle Bino. Like, Uncle Bino. Yeah, but you haven't won the league yet.
What's good, Uncle? What's good?
So I don't know what they're gonna do when they look at me this year. You know, like,
This year.
um,
If they're even going to be visiting.
yeah, or if
This-
if
so
they even
we have no idea how long this corona thing's gonna happen.
yeah, they might cancel the league altogether. It's happened before apparently.
Oh.
In the history of the world, they have actually canceled
The league.
the results of an entire season.
Wow.
But I'm sure that's bullshit. But,
But
you know,
we'll see.
We'll see
Yeah.
how
Remains to be
long
seen.
this
Hopefully,
apocalypse is
yeah.
going to go.
Hopefully this will not take. It'll be resolved soon.
So all our plans, man.
Yeah.
But of course, we are trying to run games online now.
Yeah.
We are trying to get back on Discord. Did you guys know we have a Discord?
Mod Magic's
I
Discord,
have no
yeah.
idea how we can advertise that we have a Discord. Put a link somewhere.
Yeah, down in the link. Although I'm sadly podcast, I don't think you can.
You
Yeah,
can.
I mean,
No?
well, not on the podcast, but like,
Oh.
how do we generally like send a link out? Like, I mean, other than WhatsApp, like, because you know, IG they can't send links. Maybe on Facebook or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll put it on the
we'll work
Facebook.
with something.
Yeah. We have a Discord account where if you guys sign up, because we'll be playing our games due to the coronavirus, COVID-19, we'll be playing it online now. I think first to bat will be
Everon.
Eberron. Yeah, Yura will be
Yeah.
playing Eberron AL 26.
6th of this month.
Yeah,
Yeah,
26th of this month.
Next week Thursday.
But as usual, we'll be using a sign up system, of course.
Yeah.
Do check out wildmagicstore.com/store-events for that.
Mhm.
And I hope we'll be making use of the Discord more.
Mm.
Because I'm just reading right here. Maddie is
Yeah.
he's doing a thing right there, right now, as a matter of fact.
All right.
So
Because the last time somebody's actually run a gun game there was Aaron.
Aaron,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember watching his game.
Yeah, me too.
They ran it on stream on Twitch.
Tabletop Simulator on,
Ah,
on,
yeah.
on Twitch,
Yeah.
and it's interesting.
Yeah.
I think I might get Tabletop Simulator, but I'm also getting Tailspire.
Oh.
It's that thing that Fies was
yeah,
advertising.
yeah.
It's basically a video game
Mhm.
where you can put all your pieces together. It's basically like Tabletop Simulator, but more concentrated.
Mhm.
It looks really good. Like you guys check it out. I think it's definitely something that's worth it.
Mhm.
I might actually use it in my future games, not just on stream, but maybe on in real life as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're moving more digital, I guess.
Yes, I think I've changed over the year. I realize now that while I do love minis and I love collecting minis and I love buying minis,
Mhm.
nobody uses minis.
Some
Not a lot.
people-
Not a lot,
Not a lot,
yeah.
but some people do.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it does feel nice when people kind of like
Have their
play
own-
their games here,
Yeah.
and then they ask me like, "Hey, do you have an owlbear?" Like, yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for you.
Mm.
We thought of you. No, and then suddenly someone gets like, "Oh, do you have a flying hag?"
Mm.
We have a banshee.
Something better.
Oh, yeah, stuff like that. I mean, but yeah, I think I will continue buying minis anyway.
Mhm.
just because. But
It's the benefit of the store. And
yeah, and you know, since
people want to play it. Yeah.
Mhm.
people paint here for free. We've got people like Abu and Wafi who
Mhm.
Or
just
your-
paint for the fun of it, and
For
they
more
do amazing work.
practice. Yeah.
So it's great. Like you got like this boat it came pre-painted. I'm sorry. We did not paint this boat.
No.
But we did paint. Jihan did paint the miniatures here. Sound off to Jihan, who did a good job making these pirates
Mhm.
who are actually ogres,
Orcs.
orcs,
Yes.
orcs. There's a difference.
If you are very, if you get very perspective, you can even see one guy standing on top of
One little human
One
paladin
little
there.
paladin.
That one wasn't mine. That was Yazin's.
time traveler.
All right, guys. I think that's it for today's episode. This
Alright.
1-year anniversary episode of Wild Magic Store. Thank you for watching or for listening for wherever you guys are. We hope to be back next week if we haven't died of disease. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much for listening.
Hey,
Good night.
Hi guys and girls.
And girl.
And girl.
Okay.